Hey guys, what's going on? Just Dante here. So today we're going to be talking about, can you get a car without doing a credit check? Can you finance a car without getting a credit check? The answer is hell no. A lot of people think that, I don't know why, like we can get everything done without checking their credit. It's not possible. Um, I had a little bit of a run in with a referral. It's a long story. I'm not going to get into it, but basically didn't really let her know, which is my fault, and I apologize about it, that the bank was going to do a hard credit check. Um, so now I learned my lesson. Every client moving forward, I'm letting them know, hey, they're going to have to do a credit check. Are you cool with that? So there's two ways you can go about getting a car. First way is I pull the credit and the bank pulls the credit. Okay, no, what the fuck? It's not what I want. No, 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 we get off that. I'm so good off that. I check credit, and then the bank checks the credit. I'll be honest though, checking the credit, mandatory. Can't get around this. Put a triangle in that motherfucker. Yo, is that even a fit? Yo, this shit might even fit. Man, I'm just having fun with it. Whatever. Boom. I don't know what I'm doing. Whatever. The bank. Okay, that shit looks retarded. The bank has to check the credit. There's no way around this. This we can avoid this. I don't need to check the credit. I just ask it like, hey. So when they send me their license, I'm like, hey, my question is, okay, now it would be helpful to check the credit, but would you be okay with that? That's what I send on text message. I just send that and I just keep a screenshot of that just in case someone tries to get on my ass. If they say yes, you can check my credit, I go ahead and I check their credit. It opens up a credit report, Equifax credit report. I go through, see what I need to see on it, gather the information that I need to see if I can navigate this deal. Okay, if they don't want me to check their credit, that's fine. Usually I'll ask them for a report, or if they don't get me a report, I usually ask these questions. I might as well show you the questions now so you guys know. Hold on. No, what the fuck? So usually I just put in for boom. So it autofills. Text shortcuts, you done know. What is your email? So usually what I'll do is I'll just line it up. So what is your email address? Usually when people respond to my ad on WhatsApp, they do not uh, it doesn't come with their email address. So these are the questions that I'm going to ask if I'm not pulling the credit. So if we're going no credit check from my end, I need this. Some of this information I can get off the credit report, like how long you've been at your address and stuff. So that's why I don't ask those questions. This is the no credit check route. Boom. Can I rotate this? Sick. No credit check. Okay, I can't type tonight. No credit check route. Bam. So I'm going to ask you these questions: email, how long you've been at license, address. If you've been less than 2 years, I might need the previous address where you're working at full time, how long you've been working there, your position there, and your salary. I need all that information if we're not going the credit check route. I'll still need most of this work information, even if I did check the credit, but I just like to put it all in kind of one text so that it makes everything much smoother. So those are the two alternate routes we can go with me: checking the credit, not checking the credit. I'm pretty flexible. Before I don't know why I felt like I had to do every deal. I had to check the credit. I don't need to check the credit. Like we can just send it to a bank same way. Now, after we decide what we want to do here, we would get to this point. So I'd fill in the application, right? Fill in the application with client info. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, whoops. No, that's not what I want. It's not what I wanted. Boom, and then I would send it to a bank. Now, before I ever sent, I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson the hard way. But From now on, any bank I'm sending a client to, I'm like, hey guys, in order to get a pre-approval, I have to send this to the bank to get a hard credit check. Will you be okay with that? I'm gonna ask you that. If you come to work with me, I'm asking you that. I'm not making any more mistakes. I'm gonna ask you for every single bank. Even if I send you to one bank, they decline. I'm like, hey, this bank declined us. Do you want to try another bank? If you say yes, okay, cool. This bank is also going to check your credit. Are you going to be okay with that? I don't mind losing customers when they realize, okay, cool, these are like, I don't mind that. They would probably much appreciate it more if I tell them, hey, this is going to be a credit check, this is going to be a credit check, as opposed to being like most dealers, they'll take your credit, okay, you sign the credit app, and then they just blast it. And it's like, most people don't understand that shows up all on the report. So I got to move extra cautious because like I don't want to jeopardize my reputation. Like obviously people make mistakes, things happen. I can admit that. I'm young enough to admit that. I haven't been in business forever, so everything is still new to me. But we're making sure we don't make mistakes anymore. But I'm gonna ask for every single bank, like one at a time. If I gotta send someone to 4 banks, I'm asking them 4 times, hey, this bank's gonna do a credit check. Are you okay with that? I don't care. Not worth the risk for me to get into any further trouble. So we can't get around the bank checking the credit. Now the client I had a little run-in with was saying, "Oh, like I don't understand why you have to do a hard check. Like there's soft checks." And I'm like, first of all, there's no such thing as a soft credit check when getting a car. Anybody who tells you that is lying to you. What a soft credit check is basically like Borrowell. So um, apps like this where you can check your bureau, like these these are what's it called? These are apps you can use. Oh, I did not show up. Oh, there we go. Am I on it? Am I popping up on Barwell? Okay, I'm not sure if you guys can see my screen or see me, but this is what the soft check. This is the apps you can do soft checks on. But the thing is, what happened to my face? Okay, anyways, um, the those apps you can't do anything with those apps. Like that's what I'm saying. I use DealerTrack, right? I use DealerTrack to submit these apps. Like this is the software that we use to actually do hard credit checks. We can't integrate Borrowell with DealerTrack to submit application. It's not possible. A hard credit check has to happen. That's the only way. Um, I don't know if there's any dealers out there that might be doing in-house financing. I don't know if they have some. I don't know. I don't know. I've never looked into that. I don't really recommend it because everybody has told me they've done in-house financing always had like a headache with like getting proof that it was paid out or like some companies went bankrupt and it's just like I wouldn't even want to dabble with that. But we can't get around a hard credit check. So the minimum amount of times your credit, if the minimum amount of times your credit needs to get checked to get a car is one. If you cannot take at the most one credit check, then do not reach out to me for getting a car because we're wasting each other's time. You need to understand that there's a degree of risk that comes with getting a car and there's no guarantees. The amount of people say, "Oh, like I need is it guaranteed?" No, like why? What in the world would make you think there's a guarantee to get a car? Like there's no guarantees at all in life. So it's like what difference is it if you're trying to get a car? There's no such thing. Now I understand. Yes, a lot of these ads they have this marketing schemes, whatever, whatever. But it's like you also have to be real with yourself. Like you know what I mean? Is it like all there's so many companies that do these types of advertising the side outside of the auto industry like it's like you can't be naive. You know what I mean? Like we're most people that are old that are getting a car are old enough and grown to understand like there's no guarantees in the world. There's really none if you really break it down. So you have to be willing to take that risk. If you're not willing to take that risk, I'd rather you not reach out to me because it's not doing either of us any justice. If you're serious, ready to get a car, and you're willing to take that risk to eventually get a reward, then we can do something. Now, how the bank checks the credit, which what I learned today, as I was talking to one of my bank reps, they have an automated system. So let's say, for example, I message you, hey, I'm going to send you to this bank for a pre-approval. They're going to do a hard credit check. Will you be okay with that? If you say yes, I'm sending you to that bank, and please understand that they have an automated pulling, like AI system, meaning once I send it, they're automatically pulling the credit. And there's nothing you can do to reverse it. There's nothing you can do to stop it. Most of the banks operate like this. So if you're like, oh, I changed my mind, I'm not ready yet, like there's nothing I can virtually do to get rid of that inquiry. Like the bank can't reverse their check. They can't delete it from existence. Like it's just a check. It'll come off your credit after a certain amount of years, but I just need people to understand that this is how the banks work. They don't get the information that I send in and they're like, can we pull it? No, it's automated. Like it's automated. So you need to be sure that when you're working with me or whoever you may work with, keep in mind every bank has an automated pulling system. So once that shit gets sent, your shit's getting pulled. And there's nothing you can do about it. So if you can live with that, then we can proceed. But I mean, the bank needs to, like, how can the bank, and you have to really think about it from the bank's perspective too. How can the bank know that they can trust you without pulling your credit? Because I can send them that information. They can look at what came through. Tommy's working here. Da, 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 da. Okay, let's see what else we know about him. Because if they were just going based off applications and people's income and address, like, you know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't make any sense. Like, okay, he lives in Ottawa. He works here. Okay, let's approve him. Everybody would getting me approved. Like everybody would be getting approved. The world doesn't work like that. The bank needs to cover their ass too. If they keep giving loans to everybody and nobody pays them, they're going bankrupt. So this is why the banks have their internal scoring systems in place to make sure they're not making a bad decision. Hence why they need to pull the credit. There's no way around that. If you can find a dealer, a used car dealer that can do soft checks, you give me a call because it doesn't exist, bro. You're not getting a car from a lender without getting your credit checked. Even me, when I was going to get a car, I went to some franchise dealership like Applewood, Chevrolet, GMC shit. It showed up my credit. And then the banks that I went to also showed my credit. Like, that's just a part of the game. So, and it's like people think their credit's never going to recover. Okay, yeah, if you let somebody blast it, it's going to be a bit challenging. But one or two checks, like, you're not going to die. Like, no one's murdering your family. Your credit is recoverable. If you have good habits with your card and your utilization is blessed and your limit's just getting higher and higher, like, there's no reason for you not to recover from one or two inquiries. Like, it's literally not that deep. And I want to tell that to people, but it's just like people that won't watch this video that come straight from the ads, they're gonna find it off-putting and disrespectful. But it's like if you've been watching my content and you know who I am, it's like, bro, it's not that deep. Like it's literally not that deep. Like you are going to recover from that. Like I've been in a worse credit situation and I've recovered and I'm in the 700s. Like it's not that hard. So just keep that in mind when it comes to getting a car. If you can understand this whole concept and understand a check needs to be done on your credit at least once minimum, then we can do something. If you cannot live with one credit check at all and you're gonna crash out, then don't buy a car from me. Just go buy a cash car for the rest of your life, bro. Because I'm not entertaining that. But other than that, hopefully you guys learned a little bit more about how we actually further start the process and how we get things rolling when it comes to getting a car. But this is a very major important. Like we can't do shit if we can't do this. If we can't do this part right here, there's no point of us even talking. Like we're just two people talking, and I don't spend my day just talking to people for no reason. Like there has to be a purpose for it. So hopefully you guys understand that. And if you think I'm a horrible person, then I'm sorry. But if you think I'm the right fit, then you can DM me on Instagram. We can do something, or you can book a call on the calendar. Like, but other than that, you guys have a great rest of your. Today's Thursday. You guys have a great weekend. Whenever you're watching this, and take it easy.